South Korean prosecutors seek 10-year sentence for ex-President Yoon. The courtroom fell silent as South Korean prosecutors stood to deliver their closing argument on December 26, 2025, 3 days ago. They demanded a 10-year prison sentence for former President Yoon Suk-yeol, a stunning indictment of a man who, just weeks earlier, had wielded executive power over 50 million people. The trial, broadcast live on national television, captivated Korea. Could the judicial system actually hold a former president accountable? Or would political pressure shield him from consequences? Now, as the court prepares to render its verdict in January, the nation watches in suspense. Yoon's dramatic gamble for power began on December 3, 2024, nearly a year ago. Without warning, he declared martial law, suspending the civilian government and activating military forces. His stated justification, the opposition-controlled parliament, had become uncontrollable. For 6 hours, Korea teetered on the edge of authoritarian regression. Military units mobilized. Armed police approached the National Assembly. Lawmakers braced for arrest. But Parliament voted to overturn the declaration and Yoon backed down. The moment passed, but it revealed his intent to consolidate power by any means necessary. The prosecution's case presented evidence that Yoon had deliberately orchestrated the martial law to eliminate parliamentary oversight and silence political opposition. Key figures included Defense Minister Kim Yong-hyun, army commanders, and security officials who allegedly followed Yoon's orders to deploy military forces. Documents showed Yoon directing military leaders to arrest lawmakers. Prosecutors argued this was a calculated power grab, masked as a constitutional emergency. The charges, obstructing arrest, violating constitutional rights, forging documents, and authorizing unconstitutional government action, crimes that carry prison sentences from 5 to 30 years. Yoon's defense claimed executive immunity, arguing that presidential actions during constitutional crises enjoy legal protection. The court appeared unmoved by this argument. International observers watched closely. Would Korea's judiciary demonstrate independence, or would political calculations influence the verdict? International Democracy Index organizations praised Korea's commitment to investigating the incident. Authoritarian governments watched to see if even a chief executive could face justice. The trial became a referendum on whether democracy could police its own leadership. Why does this matter? South Korea's democracy is younger and more fragile than Western democracies. Since Korea transitioned from military dictatorship in 1987, civilian rule has held, but barely. Yoon's martial law declaration suggested that the temptation to authoritarianism remains strong within the military intelligence establishment. If prosecutors' case succeeds and courts convict him, Korea sends a signal. No one, not even former presidents, stands above the law. If he escapes conviction, future leaders might attempt similar power grabs, knowing the courts won't intervene. The verdict will reverberate across Asia, where fragile democracies struggle against authoritarian backsliding. Will Korea's courts deliver justice and uphold democratic principles when the verdict arrives on January 16, 2026? Or will political compromise lead to acquittal or reduced sentences? The answer, coming in just 3 weeks, could reshape South Korea's democratic future and offer lessons to democracies worldwide about whether judicial systems can restrain executive overreach.